What is going on, our squad? As most of you guys already know, Overwatch 2 was announced at BlizzCon this year. While it still remains a little unclear of the way Blizzard would deploy the title, it looks like it will be taking over the original game, Overwatch 1. Here's a quick sum up of what we know so far with some of my thoughts on the subject. Overwatch 2 will bring a bunch of new content to the game, such as PvE, more story missions focusing on the Overwatch team's evolution, and new PvP modes. As expected, the PvE will feature character customizations, in which you can choose which way you want to be playing your character in the PvE mode with unlockable talents. Call it a personal build for the character that you love playing the most. Blizzard also announced 4 new maps for the PvP aspect of the game: Toronto, Monte Carlo, Gothenburg, and Rio de Janeiro, which will each have a specific mode, from payload to hybrid to the new mode they're introducing to the game, Push. Push is the new PvP focus from Blizzard, which is reported to be the future main mode for competitions. The mode basically features a robot that your team has to escort so that it can push a tower as far as possible within the given time. Obviously, without having the enemy team taking control of it, yoinking the robot to make it push their own. The team that would have pushed their tower the furthest at the end of the given time obviously wins. I believe this mode would bring a lot of variety in terms of where the fights are going to take place on the map, since it would almost always be according to where the robot is going to be contested. The matches won't be just about the choke points that we all know too well in the payload mode. Personally, as long as we get less 2 CP, life is gonna be good. Overwatch 2 in its core would be more of an expansion to Overwatch 1. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't look like the franchise will be going free to play anytime soon. Blizzard confirmed that the games will merge into one single title. It was reported that Jeff is not a fan of when the second game comes out in the franchise, it takes away from the first game, leaving it almost obsolete and cutting the player base in half. So no, the game won't be free to play, but the players would have the choice whether or not they want to pay for the expansion, aka Overwatch 2, or not. So what does it mean for those not interested in buying Overwatch 2? Well, the players that won't be buying the new title will still have access to the new maps and the PvP mode. Basically, those paying for Overwatch 2 will have access to the new upcoming heroes, such as Sojourn, the possible new damage character that we've seen in the trailer. So call it like a hero pack, and then a graphical overall of the game is gonna look prettier and fancy. And obviously the PvE modes. Also, for those buying Overwatch 2, all the skins and progression unlocked in Overwatch 1 will be carried over in Overwatch 2. I personally think, if we gather what we've seen at BlizzCon, that the core of the new game seems ready to go. We've seen the PvE and the PvP, the new mode, Push. They were available at the event and fully playable. So far in the character graphic overall, we've only seen about 7 heroes that changed, which implies that there's a lot left to work on before the game is ready to ship. I personally think, considering those previous facts, that Blizzard could easily release Overwatch 2 around Overwatch 1's anniversary, although it would probably be more realistic to expect the release to be towards the end of 2020. Until then, Jeff announced something cool for Overwatch 1 that they're going to be releasing soon. It's the possibility to launch other game modes while waiting in queue for a match, basically like Skirmish, but allowing you to launch a named training workshop. Blizzard also confirmed that there should be at least one new hero coming out before Overwatch 2, which I believe is going to be Echo, because we see her everywhere, and she seems ready to be deployed in the story of Overwatch. Something I'm personally excited about is the upcoming map pool rotation for Overwatch 1, which right at the start will vault Horizon and Paris, yeah, and will eventually rotate the vaulted maps. That's about it. I'm personally really excited to see what new dimensions Overwatch will bring to the franchise. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See you next time.